Hello all, it is Tees. I hope all is well. Hope all are safe and good day to you. So I want to say on a serious note and just on a eye-opening note. So I believe this is, I can't really remember. I don't know if it was last night or the day before yesterday, but I thought about my father who is deceased, and I thought like, okay, well, you know, just hoping and praying that he had a clean transition and that it was nothing that was uncomfortable, even though anyone who transitions or goes off to the other dimension, it will be something that's different and unusual. But I was just hoping and praying, just to know for sure, okay, that everything is all right. But and I didn't feel like everything was wrong, but I just wanted to, how you'll think like, well, I wonder what goes on the other side, or if they're are they fearful, or is it something where you just don't know. But I guess apparently when there's something where it's unfinished business, or if you just die spur of the moment, you're still kind of floating around until you transition. And I only mention that because literally the night before, when I thought of my deceased father, it was another lady who was, um, she said it was a deceased young lady who recently died a week ago, reached out to her to let her know, to give her the input on what happened. And I guess the moral of the story is she didn't know the young lady, but her companion knows her. So now, not that any of this would matter, because I guess at the end of the day, you are still a person. No one deserves to die. But apparently, the young lady who died, that was 22, and I believe she died in Indiana. She was 22, and she was a same-sexer. So her friend, who is a same-sexer, that makes YouTube videos, her girlfriend actually is a quote-unquote medium, or apparently the unfinished business. Deceased party will come to her like, hey, tell my mom I love her, or tell her that I left the money downstairs. It's kind of like they'll give you the missing key. If you don't know something, this lady will probably tell you about it. And it's said too to not tamper with the dead, because like I say, once you're gone, you're gone. As far as the mediums are reaching out to the dead, that's forbidden, because it's like, don't go tampering with it, because that could be uncharted water, or that could be some trouble that you don't want. But sometimes people do want those answers, and to me, I felt like that was an epiphany for me. Like, I'm not saying that I want to be a medium or I would ever reach out to one, but it's just good to get that insight. But I only say that just to say this to other young ladies, and even regular ladies, or ladies in general, to leave these dusty men alone, because I've read into a few men too that they'll get aggressive to where, like, if you don't give them what they want, or if you're not giving them the time of day, they will swing on you, and virtually they will kill you. So long story short, with this young lady, so she's a 22-year-old same-sexer, and apparently she was taking all the women, and she's always the talk of the town, or people or they like her swag, or they like her hair, whatever it is. The women are more prone to flock to her than these dusty ass men. So I only say that because there's plenty of dusty ass men. I'm only saying that to the women these days. Please take yourself off the market. If you are single, nothing wrong with being single, but don't be like, oh, I'm a single bad bee, or and I'm just letting these men have it. But it's like, because you get men, not even these days, but they've been doing it, but you get men who are, they're so dusty and so bitch made to where they will swing on you, they will beat your ass, and they will kill you. So, and it's getting more open now, and it's getting more and more prominent and happening more often now, because this is a new day and age. There's a new energy out there. A lot more people are coming to the reality that, hey, I don't have nothing to lose, or hey, these times are getting a little too hard, to where now I'm starting to care. The next woman that denied me, or the next woman that try to play me, or the next woman that try to do a smash and grab on me, she won't be doing that no more. And it's vice versa with the women. Oh, the next man that try me or disrespect me or abuse me, or the next man that, and it's going to be their last take. I'm only saying that, get yourself off the market, cleave to a righteous man, because these women who y'all want to play around with these dusty men and then find yourself dead. Now, apparently they attacked her out of jealousy. Now imagine what they'll do to a woman who they're into you, and you thought you would find yourself a baller and leave that dusty man behind, or leave your dusty baby daddy behind. You know how many stories they have where, the wife or the girlfriend or whoever it is, she want to leave and go on to bigger and better things, to leave to leave this dusty man behind, or even dusty women. They don't have to be a man, but leave this dusty party behind. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I got something for you. If I can't have you, nobody will. And I'm sure we've all heard that. And I only say that because, like I say now, and you think of a 22-year-old female, whether she's a butcher or a bulldagger or what, a 22-year-old female, you can only be so big, so bad, and so tough. So why does it take two strong men? So I guess when they described them, and they said they were kind of stout men, kind of muscly men. So whether you're scrawny, you're still going to have more strength than she does. So why does it take two men to tie up a woman, beat her until she's unconscious, and then throw her in the river so she can finish dying in the river? And like I say, when they made the report, they said, oh, this doesn't look like foul play. My thing is, even if they found her in the river, fully dressed with no bruises on her, anyone found in the river is foul play. If you weren't out there fishing and you just fell in trying to reach and your boat flipped over, it's foul play. She wasn't fishing, so that's automatically foul play. I don't care if you didn't find a scratch or didn't find a wound or anything. That's, if you find somebody in the river, that's foul play. I don't care if you found them bleeding or not. That's foul play. You're what the F are you doing dead in the river? And like I say, it's not like you went out there to fish or swim and something went wrong. You were just found, you were dumped into the river. So, I just say that because, like I say, this is a new day and age. A lot more people are reaching the conclusion, hey, I don't have anything to lose, meaning there's nothing keeping me from killing you and running and hiding, or killing you and pretending like they don't know what's happening. Because I'm sure these guys are running around like, oh, nothing's going on, or still carrying on day-to-day life as if nothing happened. Well, that's just crazy too, because I never understood how people will you will commit a crime and then have the nerve to run, or commit a crime and then have the nerve to act like nothing happened, as if you're going to really get away with it. Now, you might have gotten away with it legally, because the police, they're not shit. I can tell you that right now. You can kill somebody, police are like, well, I'm on lunch break, or tomorrow. But it's something about filing that report. Those police officers, they'll rather go eat a donut or shoot somebody in the back of the head before making a freaking report. So, if anything they got to make a report on or have to do their job, more than likely they're not going to do it. So, when you got shitty police officers and you got shitty people, then it's like you probably don't want to play with fire, especially being a certain caliber of people, because they're not really going to give you the time of day if you're just some black female who happens to be a lesbian. So that's automatically like well, you should have been wearing your seatbelt. It's kind of like one of those things where you're not going to get very much justification, or you're not going to get the time of day, just because you just don't have any value when it comes to your caliber here in America, or even in the world. And that's the sad truth. That's why you need to remove yourself from sticky situations, because this is also the time where we have to learn and start policing ourselves. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but you can't call the police these days in case of an emergency. They'll tell you now, when you take matters in your hands, they'll ask, oh, why did you call the police? Probably because you don't fucking show up half the fucking time when I call. You didn't call the last time I called. You didn't show up. But this is the time of day where these single women, you need to take yourself off the market, because, like I say, you get these men who they're interested, they like what they want, they're so dusty, so used to being rejected, or so used to being turned down because they don't qualify, to where it's like now, like, oh, I'm so sick of these bees not giving me the time of day, or FUB, and then they will swing on your ass. And in this case, they killed this lady just out of jealousy. I guess they, while they were beating her, now mind you, you had to tie this lady up and then beat her. Oh, so you want to be a dude? Now I'm gonna beat you like a dude. So why are you mad? You mad at this lady based off how she is and how she lived her life, And they're obviously too dusty, too lame, and too raggedy to get themselves together to where women will cleave to them. So, and that's another thing too. Men now, like, it's just like, how dusty and trashy do you have to be jealous of a 22-year-old female that happens to be whether she's the same sex or not? Like, she can be a bulldagger. If that's what the women want, that's where they're going. It's obviously something about her. Ask her, hey, how do you get the ladies? Maybe, because there's another woman like that's in our hometown. I guess she's known for taking all the ladies, but it's like, let them do what they do, because most of the time, the way these men are these days, and the way what's advertised on TV, that is what it is. These women they would rather be with another woman, because at least they can, have something in common. Maybe they're like, well, I can connect more with you, because we're the same sex. It's easier for us to get along versus me trying to please a man that's not pleasable, I guess. I don't know what it is, but I just kind of wanted to put the bug in your ear to especially for, it's something about this summer too. You don't want to be single and letting anything go this summer, because I promise you, there's going to be so many bodies dropping. They're not going to have time, nor are they going to care about making no damn reports every 5 fucking seconds. And I don't know if you remember that last video that I made on Lake Lanier. Another guy, a 45-year-old man, just drowned at Lake Lanier. And this particular time, I did roll my eyes seeing it, because I'm just like, this ain't the first time that people drown or die or come up short at Lake Lanier, you know? So it's kind of like, imagine if you got bodies dropping every other second. Do you really think I'm going to drop my donut to make a report about you winding up dead this summer at a party or while doing something you had no business doing in the first place? Oh, no foul play. Oh, she fell down the stairs. Oh, but she has a bullet wound. Yeah, no foul play. Just blame it on COVID. You know, so do you see how people are not going to care if you come up short? That means you need to cleave to a man that can actually protect you, that's not going to hate on you, and that's not going to put you in compromising positions, and it's not going to go upside your head when you know your worth. I only say that because it's like we are coming up too short for this. There's women and children coming up missing. There's men coming up missing. And then not only are you missing, you're missing body parts. Coming up missing, eyes missing, guts missing, of course, spleen missing, brain has been tampered with. And maybe you were found in the river, or maybe you were found in the desert. I guess that it was another young man that was found. He was found in the desert. He came up missing somewhere in Arizona, I believe. And I want to say he was like an up-and-coming doctor, but he didn't quite make it that far, because by the time they found him, he was completely emptied. He was emptied out. So whatever they did with him, came up missing. They took the parts they needed from him and left him to be eaten by vultures in the damn desert. And do you think they got to the bottom of that? I still don't know what happened with that case. Clearly that was foul play if I'm emptied by the time you find the body. I only say that, guys, because we have to wake up. This is not the time to be dicking around. This isn't the good old days. This is... You're going to see a lot more demons running around these days and this summer than you have ever in your life. So that's what I'm saying. This is not the time to be dicking around and having a hardcore summer. And, well, shoot, well, my man cheated on him. Let me go sleep with anybody, any and everybody. And that's the best way to come up missing. You know, there was a lady, too, that was supposed to be meeting somebody. I don't know if it's from OnlyFans, but she was supposed to be meeting someone online. He paid for her to come to fly to meet him, and she never made it back. I mean, well, she made it back. She just didn't make it back alive. She made it back in body bag. She was supposed to meet someone online. He paid for her to come, and it was a one-way trip. I don't know, just these days, it's just something about, and there's certain areas too, like even here, it's just so crazy. It's like you don't want to be out at certain times in certain places, and it's just like, if you can be murdered and get your life cut short and life's taken away from you at school, at church, and at events or at the movies, or places where like, damn, this will be the last place I expect to be dead, then you just know that you're putting yourself 100 times more at risk by doing things you don't have any business doing. That sleeping around and you tampering with playing with fire, no good can come from that. Now, if you're single, you know you want to be in a relationship, or you know you like the presence of a man or a woman, cleave to someone who you know or who you could see yourself with long term. Because it's dipping and dabbing, sleeping with him, and then the girlfriend catches you or the boyfriend catches you. Now you're both dead because y'all both are doing something you had no business doing, or you messing with the wrong person that didn't tell you that they were married, and it's just too messy, and it's not worth it. It is not worth it. You're having your life flash before your eyes, and then you have to answer to, why are you here? Oh, well, I wanted to have a good time, and now this will be my last rendezvous, and there's no telling what's waiting on me on the part where your soul is supposed to reach eternity. You know, just look at anything that you really want to do in life. You're into money. You want to have the fast money. You want to be into drug dealing. You want to be into sexing and texting and same sex, whatever it is. Is it whatever it is that you're into, that you like? Is it worth your soul? Is it worth dying for? Would you die for that right now? Even if I am a sex fiend, I really want to have sex with any and everybody, or I love it. Are you willing to die for it? I mean, literally right now, before or after you get it, are you willing to die and virtually go to hell? Because that's what you dying while doing something you ain't got no business doing. That's a one-way ticket straight to hell, express. So it's kind of like, is it worth it? No penis in the world is worth it for me. Trust me, I'll be dried up before I would die over anybody's penis, not even my own. I don't have one. I'm just saying, but it's like it's not worth it. It is not worth it. So I'm just saying, reevaluate that, and then if you got any summer plans, detour those plans, because like I say, that's another thing. I'm gonna have to make another video as far as these laws being overridden. You know how when had that law saying, okay, this law say that you can terminate your baby. Well, at first it said you can't terminate your baby. Then it says you can. Now it's back to the good old days. It's going to get a point where all those things, or those rights you thought you had, which no one has rights. As long as you're living under control, you don't have any right to do anything. But these old rights that you thought you had, there will be no more. So just keep that in mind and really question yourself and evaluate yourself. Just like now with that Roe versus Wade is making you step back. Do I really want a child with this person? Am I doing this responsibly, or am I just doing this just because I want a hot girl summer? And if anything that has to do with being irresponsible, that just means don't do it, because the consequences will not be worth it. If you know you don't want to have that baby, then get your ass up and close your thighs, please. Close those balls. Leave it in your pants. You don't want you don't want trouble. Don't go fucking looking for it. That's basically the moral of this story. Don't go looking for trouble. Like I say, there's people. The saying that Satan is out looking for whom he may devour is very fucking real. And it's not necessarily Satan himself. It's that person you laying up with. It's your parents, your mom and dad, your siblings, any fucking body who you know. Nobody's exempt, waiting to catch you slipping, or waiting to set your ass up, or waiting to smile at your demise. So you stay on the right, straight and narrow. Do the right thing. Because if you know you don't want to die, you know you don't want to face the consequences of death or prison time, then stay away from it.